Hey, what's up guys? Kevin from RADucation. I'd like to review some tips and tricks for knee mobility with you today. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, knee mobility, what are you talking about? This is a joint that should be incredibly stable. What are you doing mobilizing it? Well, the thing is, a lot of people have knee pain or lack of range of motion and function because they actually lack optimal mobility. When we have repetitive stress, when we have a trauma, an injury, we can get the structures, they get hypertonic, they get short and tight, or they get compressed. So I'm going to show you some structures I'd like you to focus on kind of mobilizing with the rad rod to help optimize knee function. All right, so first off, right above the knee, we have a fat pad and a bursa sac that lies deep, kind of under the patellar tendon, quadriceps tendon, as well as the quadriceps muscles. So have a seat, take the rad rod, and just do a nice short little flush. So change your angle of orientation. You're probably gonna find there's some spots that feel a little fibrotic, they're a little tender, a little painful when you press on them. So we're seeking that productive kind of pain that's tolerable, yet productive. Good. Now we'll move lateral. Very common with runners, the vastus lateralis and the IT band will often clamp down to help with frontal plane stability. The issue with that is they can sometimes rub on the lateral aspect of the knee. All right, so we want to optimize gliding of these tissues. So once again, we want to make sure the structures are slack. Compress and glide down, lift on the way back up. We're emphasizing that flushing motion down towards the feet. Perfect, give that one a try. One last spot I'd like to show you. In the medial posterior aspect of the knee, we have a structure called the pes anserinus. This is the meeting of three different heads, or tendons, that sort of come down to the tibia. Often these are going to be really tight and restricted and painful. Also, we have a muscle called the Popliteus or Popliteus, and it runs horizontally in behind the knee. In the case of people who've had a meniscus injury, a ligament strain, what we're going to find is these will clamp down. So again, we're going to take the rad rod, make sure your leg is relaxed, and I'm going to start more in that pes anserinus portion medially, and again, I'm going to compress and flush down towards the floor, ease off on the way back up. It's much different than simply releasing the calves, okay? It's all about intent. What structures are you trying to mobilize? So there's the pes anserinus. Now we're going to go pretty much right in behind the knee. For this one, we can do a couple different techniques. We can compress and just sort of rotate and glide. And be careful with too much pressure here. There are some vascular structures, some nerve in there. We don't want to compress them. So if you're getting zingers down the leg, ease off. You're probably pushing on a nerve. So we can do that sort of swivel, or again, just back to that typical kind of flushing action. All right, so there are three techniques I'd like you to try to round out your mobilizations for the knee. This is an intermediary joint that it calibrates length from our foot to our hip. It really helps stabilize and kind of calibrates all the forces from the ground up. The thing is, often it gets beaten up a little bit and it lacks mobility in specific planes of motion. So try these tips and tricks out to help mobilize the knee.
For more information, visit radroller.com. For more video tutorials, check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/radroller.